It was the 1920s, and Coca-Cola had a big problem. People loved it as a refreshing drink in the summer, but when winter came, sales dropped dramatically. After all, who comes in from the cold, freezing, and immediately thinks, "I want a cold glass of Coke"? Coca-Cola needed a way to boost winter sales, but simply running more ads wouldn't cut it. They had to change people's perception and create a deeper, lasting connection between Coke and winter. And what's the most beloved part of winter? Christmas. For many, it's the happiest time of the year, a season of joy, togetherness, and everything Coca-Cola wanted to associate with their brand. Coca-Cola didn't sell you on the taste of their drink. Instead, they've always aimed to connect their product with the feeling of happiness. So, they realized if they could tie Coke to Christmas, they'd hit the jackpot. But how? The answer was clear: Santa Claus. The personification of Christmas itself. Now, in today's world, it might seem like an obvious strategy, but at the time, there was no natural connection between Coke and Christmas. Coca-Cola wasn't an iconic holiday beverage, and there were plenty of other soft drinks out there. Yet, if you asked almost anyone today what brand they associate with Christmas, many would probably say Coca-Cola. So how did Coke make that connection? The breakthrough came in 1931 when they commissioned illustrator Haddon Sundblom to create an image of Santa Claus holding a Coke. You've probably heard that Coca-Cola invented the modern image of Santa or changed his suit color to match their branding. But that's not entirely true. The jolly Santa we recognize today, red and white suit, white beard, and rosy cheeks, existed long before Coca-Cola's ads. In fact, the image of Santa as we know him was heavily inspired by the 1823 poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, or 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which described the cheerful Santa we now picture. Plus, political cartoonist Thomas Nast had already popularized this version of Santa back in the 1800s. But Coca-Cola played a huge role in cementing this version of Santa in our minds. Before Coke, there were many different versions of Santa, some in green or tan suits, others in different outfits altogether. Back then, Santa was a mashup of folklore from various cultures, like Saint Nicholas from the 4th century, Father Christmas from England, and Sinterklaas from the Netherlands. Coca-Cola's marketing team saw an opportunity. One of the most popular versions of Santa wore red and white, the same colors as Coke's branding. So, they used that version of Santa in their ads, making sure he was always cheerful and festive. Their constant use of this image in magazines, billboards, and shop displays solidified this version of Santa as the standard one we know today. But Coca-Cola didn't invent Santa's look, they just capitalized on it. They didn't have to create a new Santa, just attach their product to the one people already loved. In 1931, Coca-Cola launched a campaign called My Hat's Off to the Paws That Refreshes, with the tagline, Old Santa, busiest man in the world, takes time out for the pause that refreshes with ice-cold Coca-Cola. The ad ran in popular magazines like the Saturday Evening Post, and it worked. Coca-Cola began running more Christmas ads every year, featuring this same version of Santa with a bottle of Coke. From 1931 to 1964, they used the same illustrator every year, ensuring Santa's look stayed consistent. Over time, this became a holiday tradition. Coca-Cola didn't just stop at Santa, they also used other winter imagery, like polar bears with Cokes and the iconic Christmas trucks adorned with lights. These ads helped boost Coca-Cola sales in winter and, importantly, targeted children. After all, if you get kids hooked on Coke, they're more likely to be customers for life. Now, this strategy had a psychological twist. Remember Pavlov's experiment with dogs, where he conditioned them to associate the sound of a bell with food? Coca-Cola did something similar. They associated Coke with the positive feelings of Christmas, happiness, family, excitement, so that eventually, when people saw a Coke, those same happy feelings came to mind. Interestingly, Before Coca-Cola jumped on the Santa bandwagon, a different brand, White Rock Beverages, had already been using a modern-style Santa in their ads, at least 15 years before Coca-Cola. But Coke took this idea and amplified it, reinforcing the association between Santa and Coke every year. Why has Coca-Cola been so successful in creating this Christmas connection? One key reason is consistency. They've run almost the same Christmas ads for nearly 100 years. Their product, logo, and branding have barely changed. In fact, when Coca-Cola tried to change their formula with New Coke, the backlash was so strong that they quickly reverted to the original. Today, other companies try to emulate Coca-Cola's holiday ads, but no one has come close. Coca-Cola's Christmas campaigns have become a tradition. People expect to see Santa with a Coke in the famous Coke trucks, and when they don't, some even get upset. So, why does Coca-Cola spend so much on advertising? It's not about awareness, it's about building a subconscious connection. When you see a row of sodas in the store, you're instinctively drawn to Coke, not because of its taste, but because of all the positive associations Coca-Cola has embedded in your mind. And that's how Coca-Cola managed to steal Christmas for its marketing efforts, creating one of the most powerful branding associations in the world. The crazy part? Coca-Cola didn't even start as a soft drink, it began as a questionable patent medicine.